Alright, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Friday morning. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. I pray everybody is super blessed on this beautiful Friday. It's going to be a quicker stream today, y'all, because I do have to head out. I have some business to attend to, but I do want to come in and update you guys on these juicy Bitcoin markets here. As usual, guys, make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because if we can get 1,250 likes, we will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. It's going to be a good time, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper. Make sure to retweet this stream on Twitter. Let's see if we can get 100,000 people into here. Shout out to Brody Gallant. Shout out to Cold Heavens Films. Shout out to Jason Wiles. Shout out to Julian Gilman and J-Boy Bullish. Sorry, J-Boy Bullish. Honestly, bro, you don't have to watch the stream, man. Let's be real. I'm just trying to make a video for the content's sake, man. You probably know everything I'm about to say. Shout out to Pim Poles.
Hello, I would like to get a Big Mac meal
All right, y'all. Well, we are live on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. It is absolutely beautiful. Shout out to everybody out in the chat. Shout out to Paige. Shout out to Lou Cario. Shout out to Hamal, who is reminding us all, please, guys, please do not trade and drive. Do not trade and drive. That can absolutely get you wrecked. I pray everyone is super blessed on this beautiful morning. Guys, let's get into this price action here. Because Bitcoin has, honestly, it's been a little tough to trade the past few days. The levels have been being front run quite a bit. And, you know, it's been a little bit more complicated than usual. So let's just get into some analysis. Let's analyze this from a larger term perspective. And let's come up with some ideas that we have for Bitcoin. Now, as usual, guys, if we can get 1,250 likes during the stream, we will absolutely be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin, which may or may not be worth quite a bit toward the end of the stream. So, yeah. So, actually, let me check on something, guys. What is actually the... Okay, so the thumbnail says, okay, cool, yeah, live Bitcoin analysis. Looking for trades. That's right, guys. I am kind of looking for trades. I'm in some trades. I'm also looking for some trades. So, basically, what we have going on right here is this painful, I say it's painful because we've been trading sideways since the 9th of May. It is currently the 10th of June. So that is a month. We've been over 30 days of basically trading sideways right here. And so, one of these days, eventually, this range is going to have to break, right? It's going to have to break. Whenever we have consolidation and a squeezing together and contraction, that means it's going to lead to expansion, guys. It is going to lead to expansion. And so if we just take a look at this here, we can see that we have some pretty clear highs around the area of 32-ish, 32K-ish, right? This is our, what I would say, major support. If we can break above the $32,000 level, let's go to the daily time frame actually, take a look at what we got here. Well, then we can see that we would have a pretty fast move up to around that 37.5 area. In fact, I'm pretty convinced, all right, and persuaded that if we do get a move to the upside and we break above that $32,000 area, then we can absolutely come up to this $37.5 thousand area. Now, I would not get too bearish on this until we actually start to lose 25.2, right? Until we start to lose this area. But before we get down there, we do have some other major supports, and we're going to talk about that. But because we have this low here, this is still what I would say our support. But I would say more intermediate support would be 28.6, because this is our pretty clearly defined low right here. So I'd say these are the three main areas that we need to be aware of, right? The how can I say this, right? How can I say this? Ah, here I am. There I am. Hey, look, guys. What's going on? What's going on? Where's my Pikachu hat? I don't know. I would say that these are probably the three main areas that that we do have to be aware of, right? It's like floors on a house, essentially, where as long as we are inside this area, we should not get overly bullish or bearish. If we lose the 28,600, then I would be looking to come back down to this area. And if we break above 32.2, then I would be looking for a move up to 37.5. That it's as simple as that, guys. It really is as simple as drawing some lines on a chart and just making sure that we're noticing what the price is doing long term. Now, again, I am kind of hoping that we will break above this range. And I've said this numerous times on numerous streams, but here's the thing, guys. We take a fib from the low to the high, and that macro 618, that macro golden pocket is coming in right down on the support that we drew on our chart just using our eyes, right? So Bitcoin is at very macro support, and this is the weekly time frame here. All right, if we remove all the lines from the chart and we just look at the weekly time frame, objectively speaking, what would we think if this was like a 12-minute time frame, right? If this was a 12-minute time frame and I saw that we came down to the golden pocket for a nice bounce like that, I would think to myself also, okay, it's very likely that we get some kind of relief rally, before putting in a lower low, because this is not a trigger wave, this is an anchor wave right here. And I would think to myself, all right, it makes a lot of sense that because we're coming down to a golden pocket, and because we're bottoming out clearly on market Cipher B, I would expect somewhat of a move up from here, right? I would expect somewhat of a move up. And so it just makes sense to me that that's what's going to happen. We're coming down to macro support. People keep losing sight of the fact that, I mean, yes, we've been ranging for a month, but this is the weekly time frame. These things take time, right? This is, not only is this the 618, but I mean, this is just a very, very clear level of support. It was support back here in 2021. It was support back here again in the summer of 21. And now here we are again in the summer of 22. It is currently acting as support. And so for these reasons, I'm kind of expecting a move to the upside, right? That's just where my current sentiment is. Doesn't mean we're going to get it, but that's just where my sentiment is. So now let's zoom into a lower term time frame here, and let's take a look at what's going on. So we had more of this intermediate range going on here, okay? And I would even be looking at it like this, right here, okay, where we have had a pretty clear high and low, with the highs being around this area of 31.7-ish, and the lows being down where we are at right now. Literally where we're at right now is a low. And so here's the thing, guys. Honestly, where we're at right now is actually a pretty significant level, and I'll tell you why. Because this morning, well, it still is the morning technically, but this morning I was looking for potentially taking out this low to get a bounce up from there, and it's absolutely still on the table. But if we zoom into a lower term time frame, we can see something very interesting, which is very, very locally, as we came down just almost to that level, we did get a really nice uneven butt cheek on the 12-minute. We could see right here, we got a really nice uneven butt cheek on the 12-minute with big BitBoy green dots. Now, what is an uneven butt cheek? If anyone doesn't know, an uneven butt cheek is simply this, all right? When you see market Cipher B, okay, giving us a nice big wave on the left, followed by a not so big wave on the right, that is a set of uneven butt cheeks, right? And we can see very clearly right here that on the left, we have a very juicy, thick gluteus maximus muscle. And then here on the right, not so much, right? And we can also see that on the 6-minute time frame, we even had very local, very, very local uneven butt cheeks. Okay, look at this, right? Big cheek on the left, not so big cheek on the right as the price was making that lower low right here. We even had it on the 3-minute time frame. We even had it on the 1-minute time frame, guys, where we can see as price is getting lower, the momentum waves are getting higher. Very, very interesting. And so, honestly, this might have been a pretty significant bottom right here. This might have been the bottom that we were looking for, simply because we got confirmations a little bit earlier, and technically, we did get a very local chickens drinking water, right? We put in this bottom right here, whoop, and then we dip down below it, zoop, with a bullish divergence on market Cipher B, even with the money flow coming up slightly. And so we honestly may get a move up from here. That's kind of my sentiment right now. So honestly, as far as the trades go, I am still in the short from yesterday. I'm still in the short from yesterday, guys, because you know, this is the short trade I was in from yesterday. I've taken a lot of profit out of it. My stop loss is pretty tight right now. Like, it's pretty tight in profit. I also did take the long from the that little butt cheek right here, that chicken's drinking water butt cheek, and I'm hoping to soon hit a TP1 on it. So these are the current trades that I am in, but I'm still not discounting or discrediting, should I say, the fact that we still could come lower. So I'm going to be taking a look at some of the exact levels that I'm looking at, and then you know, kind of go over my overall plans for it, right? So as usual, I'm in a schlong position, which means I'm long and short at the same time. That's just how I roll. And yeah, I really hope we come lower, guys. I honestly really do hope that we come a little bit lower here. So let's kind of discuss what is happening right now. Well, obviously right now we're getting a little move to the upside. We can see on the 1 minute time frame money flow is coming up. We can see on the 6 minute time frame that we did get the uneven butt cheek very locally. Let's take a look also at how this long trade played up right here. Okay, because it happened before I was looking for it, because I had a plan to take a long from, in fact, let's check it out right here. In the VIP Discord, I was looking to take a long from about 29,163. And where did we come down to? We came down to 29,179. So my level got front run by just a little bit, but I still got into a long trade. And so let me kind of just discuss why I got into that long trade in the first place. Because, actually, hang on real quick. I just have to move this. Boom. Okay, yeah. I had to move my stop loss into profit. By the way, guys, here's the thing. I've been trading on Bitget recently. I've been trading on Bitget, and I actually really enjoy this exchange. Now, here's the deal with Bitget. They paid me to use the exchange. They're like, hey, Jason, we'll pay you to use the exchange, right? Because that's what exchanges do. I get hit up every day by literally dozens of exchanges, new ones, looking for me to trade on them. I looked into it. It seems like a legit exchange. It has a lot of volume on it. I said, what the heck do I have to lose? They're going to pay me to trade on it? Yeah, I'll trade on it if they pay me, whatever. I'll show it on my live streams. That's fine. And, I'm going to be making review content on it. And I would have to say, for right now, I love this exchange so far. The only thing I don't like is those market fees, guys, are super high, man. They're way higher than ByBit. So, Bitget, you guys should lower your fees to be more competitive, because other than that, it's a really good exchange. The mobile app is so great, because on the mobile app, you can slide around your positions like you usually can on desktop. And so that makes it so much easier to move your stop loss around and move your orders around. I really, really enjoy that. You can look at the chart on the mobile app. It's pretty much the same as if you're using the computer. But those market fees, man, I took some trades and my limit orders got hit as markets. I actually took a loss scalping. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but so far, so good. So far, so good. Okay, so let's talk about how the long trade, I actually got into it, okay? Because as you can see, I did not long the bottom here. In fact, if I put on my order positions, I did not long the bottom because I was getting front run. So let's pop open our positions here. You can see that I didn't get in until right here. So here's what works well if you suspect that your level is being front run. Okay, if you suspect that your level is being front run, first what you do is you look for your confirmations and say, all right, I have a plan to take a trade from 29,163, but it looks like I'm being front run right now. It looks like I'm being front run. What do I do to determine if I can still get into a trade? The first thing you do is look at your confirmations. Okay, in this case, as we were coming down to the level that was being front run, we did have 12-minute butt cheeks, right? This was one of the main confirmations I was looking for in the VIP Discord. I want to see that bullish divergence still printing on the 12-minute time frame. By the way, if anyone wants to get into the VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/JasonCasper. We were getting our 12-minute butt cheeks, something I wanted to see. We were getting 6-minute butt cheeks, okay? We were getting 3-minute butt cheeks. Even on the 1-minute time frame, we got 1-minute butt cheeks right here as that level was getting front run. And so then what I do is I wait for that first high to come in. I wait for that first high. So we put in our low, I wait for the high, I wait for the retest, and then what I look for is a long from the golden pocket retracement. Because if we are going to, in fact, wow, we're coming up quick to the VWAP, guys. This is interesting. If we are going to, in fact, get a continued move to the upside here, the golden pocket is the area where we will most likely get the retracement from. So when we're coming down to that golden pocket, I want to see the following. On my indicator, Market Cipher B, I want to see a trigger wave, even on a lower term time frame. I want to see direction because we've already put in our divergence. So once we've put in that divergence, this marks the bottom, right? We're suspecting this marks the bottom. And once it marks the bottom, we can then say, okay, the next trigger wave is going to give us continued direction in that same direction up. Okay, that's the first thing I'm looking for. We already know that we're printing bullish divergences on the 12-minute time frame. And so we were suspecting we're being front run. We're like, is there a chance for me to get in here on a higher low? Pull the fib, step number 1. Step number 2, look for a trigger wave. Step number 3, honestly, on the order flow chart, take a look at what's happening here on the order flow chart. Because what we can see here is, as we are, in fact, getting our first higher low, we can see absorption here, okay? And then also, we can see absorption right here as we bounce off the golden pocket, right? As we are literally bouncing off the golden pocket, we see absorption here, right? What that means is we see people trying to short, but those shorts are being absorbed by limit long trades, okay? Now, if this stuff doesn't make sense to you, you could check out the course, jasoncaspertrading.com. There's a 20% discount about fibs and golden pockets and all that good stuff. And also, Orderflow, we do have a course. There's a 15% discount in the description of the video that goes over how to understand all this kind of stuff as far as like order flow goes and absorption and all that kind of good stuff, right? So that is how you can get into a trade if you miss the initial entry. And so now even, let's say that we get a big retracement from here. I would even be looking for a move down to this golden pocket right here. And we even look for confluence there, right? So look at this. We could say that we formed this little range right here, and now we're breaking out of the range. And if we miss the trade, instead of FOMOing long right here, maybe wait for a retracement where we come down to a nice area of confluence, which is that high volume node and the 618 fib. Or perhaps we turn on our 382 and say, look at that. A retest of this previous value area high lines up perfectly with the 382 fib. So if, let's say, we come down and we get a nice trigger wave here with money flow still increasing, we could get into a long from there to trade with the trend, right? So that's what you can do if your level is being front run, or if you miss a move but you're still looking to get into a trade. Those are some of the techniques, all right, some of the techniques that I personally do use here. So that is how I got into this position, and unfortunately, you know, my level did get front run here. My level did get front run. So, yeah. Yep, that's kind of it. So, honestly, right now, we could be getting a move to the downside. I think it's more likely we get more upward continuation. But we did have these highs right here that we took out with no bearish divergences at all, which is why I think we could get a move more to the upside. The next major area of resistance that I would be looking for right now would be that VWAP, because we've been under the VWAP for so long, and we can see that when we come up to the VWAP, we have a golden pocket right around that area as well. So we could very well, you know, watch out when we come to this area. That's also a great take profit for the for a long trade if you are in a long trade. So let's talk about some more. This is like what's happening locally right now for Bitcoin. Let's talk about some other major levels that we need to be aware of. And then I'm going to have to head out kind of early today, guys, just because it is an important day. Now, this is like the macro range that we've been trading in right now. So the main levels that we should be aware of are obviously going to be the macro fib pulse, right? So first of all, we have the 382 coming in right around this high volume node. We have the golden pocket right up here. And then we have the 786 fib level right near this value area high. So if we're going to get a movement to the upside, the major areas of resistance that we should keep on our radar are going to be these areas of confluence right here. Number one, the $30,000 level, the very high volume node, which is not only that, I mean, we could just draw a horizontal line on the chart here and see how important this level has been. It was support, and then it was acting as basically the middle point, and then it was our clear resistance, right? And then it was our resistance again, and then it was acting as our support all this time. So we would expect this important level now to be an area where when we come up here, we look for upside down uneven butt cheeks there, right? We would look for the left cheek to be nice and big and the right cheek to be not so big over there, right? And I am a cheekologist, by the way. I'm a cheekologist, guys. I study the cheeks, all right? And they're very powerful symbols, to say the least, right? They are very powerful symbols. And so if we can come above this, right, let's say we come up here and there's no cheeks, then I would be looking in this area right here for a potential rejection. And if we can come above this area here, obviously we need to be aware of the highs up here. And then really if we can get above that, like I said, I think we can really get a move to 37.5K. That would be my main target for a move to the upside. Honestly, that would be my main target for a move to the upside. And if we come lower, right? Now, I have to say, I am pretty bummed that my level got front run here, right? I was looking to take a long from 29,163. I was really excited for it. I even had limit order set for it. And it didn't get hit because I saw all the confirmations forming as we were dumping down. Didn't get hit. Pretty upset about it. But got into a long anyway, and I just explained how I did that. But we do have to be aware. It could still happen. It could still happen. It may not, but there's other areas that we still need to be aware of because this, like I said, a lot of the levels are being front run lately. Like for example, we had this level that I was looking at right here at about 31,757. I was looking to take a short from 31,757, and would you look at what happened? Right, we came up to 31,745. So also I had to get into a short a different way from there because my initial plan didn't really work out. And so it's been a little bit weird lately, right? The levels are being front run. So we have to really be aware of those areas and then really know what kind of confirmations we're looking for. Because, you know, one of the things about having a plan is sometimes when you're new, it's important to always stick to the exact plan. But if you're a little bit more experienced, you can have a general plan and know what you're looking for. And then you can change that plan in the moment. And, you know, I think this is one of those times where we have to do that because this range has been a little bit more difficult to trade lately. If we take our, well, no, we don't even have to take anything just yet, but we still have, guys, we still have this CME gap that never got filled down here at 28,787. And the reason why I think that this CME futures gap could offer us a very important area of support is because this is like, how do I explain it? This gap, right, is these lows, right? These lows have held. This low has held, even though, you know, the chickens maybe drank from right here, and then again, maybe you could say they drank from here. In general, this low is held. If we really take out that low and close the gap, I think we could get that bounce again from that area. And another reason why this CME gap is so important is because it's not just an old CME gap, right? Old CME gaps I usually don't take into consideration, but we need to keep that level in mind because it's an added confluence to the macro golden pocket again, right? So the macro golden pocket, the macro fib retracement from the dump of 2020 in the spring, right, is literally right on that CMA gap. I mean, literally, our good friend Six Juanita, right? The girl who I have a crush on, Six Juanita, the one who rejected me when I asked her out on a date, right? She was a foreign exchange student from Lithuania. And the thing I really liked about her the most, honestly, was her nostrils, because they were so deep and dark and pixely. And I really just liked that deep, dark, pixely nostril. And her teeth, they were just nice and chiclet shaped, like that gum you would get in the quarter machine when you were a kid that was green and yellow and orange and white and all that. And her hair follicles, absolutely beautiful, right? The way that the bad Photoshop crop around her head, it just drove me wild, right? And I asked her out on a date, and she rejected me. And I was just left there, sitting there with a Pikachu hat, feeling like a total loser, guys. And she rejected me because she said I don't train my calves. She rejected me because she said I don't train my calves. She's like, she honestly said, Jason, I don't even know how you're standing up right now. How do those little toothpicks support your upper body? And I told her it's because I'm leaning against this really nice Kubota tractor. Okay, now here's the thing. I didn't even own the Kubota when I went to ask her out. Clearly, it's a rented Kubota. In fact, you could call this number right now to rent this same exact tractor. Right? I rented it for the backhoe. My Kubota is much smaller. But when you're looking to engage with a young lady, you want her to think that your Kubota is bigger than it actually is. So you might rent a bigger tractor for her. Nonetheless, she rejected me, which is how I was able to get into the short trade. Because honestly, the short trade from yesterday, okay, we can pull a fib from here to here and see that look at what it was. 6 Juanita herself who rejected us, okay, who rejected us yesterday. When we take a look here at what happened, right? 6 Juanita herself, the 618 rejected us, right? We came right down from there. And was that the trade I took yesterday? No, I think I forget where my exact entry is, guys. I put this thing on after the fact. Where was my exact entry from yesterday? I don't know. Actually, okay. So my entry from yesterday was here, guys. I'm sorry. My entry from yesterday was this wick. So this is wrong, right? I did that for the visual effect after, right? So we pull it from here to here. Oh, there we go. There she is. 6 Juanita rejecting us. Jason, do you even train calves? Of course, I don't know, 6 Juanita. I just have bad genetics for it, right? But she will absolutely be there to offer support after she rejects us, right? Because she's a nice girl, right? She will lend her ear to us when we come back down to her at support. 6 Juanita, right? One of the juiciest fib levels, one of the most beautiful fib levels in the world. And so this CME gap is a very, very important level, honestly. It is. And here's something else that we need to keep in mind. We're setting ourselves up. Let's say that we dump this weekend, right? We're setting ourselves up for a potential bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, right? Let's say that we do something like this today, like pump up to the WAP or maybe to the point of control, and then continue this downtrend, high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. What could happen on the 4-hour time frame? I'll tell you what could happen. We could see our good friend Dolores from the diner. You know who I'm talking about, right? Dolores. That waitress at the diner, she talks like this because she smokes too many cigarettes. She's super old, right? You ask her, why are you still working here, Dolores? Shouldn't you retire? She's like, I'll never retire, honey. I'll never retire. Jason, you're looking kind of skinny today. I should get you some food. Dolores, do you know what that does to a man's self-esteem when he's into trying to, like, lift weights and stuff? She's like, you're looking kind of skinny there, Jason, Because here's the thing, Dolores, you can't tell from the picture, but she's kind of short. She's kind of short. You can't tell because these people are sitting down and they're short too. But she's pretty much just that calf level for me, right? So she sees me like this. Jason, you're losing weight. You're wasting away. Let me get you some breakfast. Let me get you some pancakes, honey. All right? And so we could see her down there. And here's the thing. Look at Dolores. When price is coming down to that key support, we'll take a look at her rear end over here. Right? We could clearly see that she's got the big old fat cheek here on the left, and then the not so fat cheek over here on the right, and that's what the Benjamins really are. Okay, so we're coming down. We got 6 Juanita over here. She rejected us, but she's willing to lend her ear. Okay, so we got 2 women in our life. All right, 6 Juanita, the love of our life, and Dolores, the waitress, who brings us our food every day. All right, and our coffee. She brings us our coffee, which gives us energy for the price to pump. All right. And so that could happen as we come down to that very important area of support, that CME gap, which is also the macro 6 Juanita. Okay? And by the way, guys, none of this is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Not in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I'm simply just a guy on the internet with upside-down glasses. You should never take financial advice from a guy who looks like this. Okay? I'm just an entertainer here, just here for the ByBit affiliate links. And by the way, if you do want to sign up for ByBit and use my ByBit affiliate link, you can. But here's one more thing that I forgot to mention. The World Series of Trading is coming up soon, and the Jason Casper crew is absolutely going to get involved in the World Series of Trading this year. And more information on that ASAP, guys. But this is not financial advice, paper trading only. I'm only a paper trader, and that's what I recommend you guys do as well. So make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Shout out to HC. And shout out to Aaron G, who says, don't forget to FOMO into that Jason Casper like button. That's right, guys. FOMO into the Jason Casper like button. We have 500 people in here. We only have 200 likes. And come on, guys. If we can get 1,250 likes, we're going to give away 0.025 Bitcoin. How much is that actually worth? I don't know, but I could definitely pay for it after these 2 trades here, guys. I could definitely pay for it after these 2 trades, okay? The short looks like it might get stopped out in profit soon, guys. Honestly, short might get stopped out in profit soon. One more thing I don't like about Bitget is the fact that I can't see where my stop loss is on the screen. I actually have to come over here to open orders and click take profit stop loss and see that for my short, the stop loss is at 29,330. Wait a second, that can't be right. 29,750. So right here, this is my stop loss, basically right at my entry. Okay? Because what I did, honestly, guys, I compounded the short on the way down. Because I was short from here, and I kept adding to the position, lowered my entry all the way down to here. Because if we were going to dump more, which we absolutely did, I wanted to have a chunkier position. And then for the long trade, I can't see my stop loss either. But, yeah, 0.025 Bitcoin. Does this tell me my P&L in Bitcoin? No. No, it doesn't. But it also gives me this thing called MMR, right? MMR. And I have to say, I don't really like that combination of letters too much, right? There's a lot of baggage associated with MMR, right? In fact, I don't even know if I can say MMR on YouTube without getting some kind of shadow ban, so I'm not going to talk about that, okay? I'm not going to talk about that, guys. But, yeah. Some crazy times here. Some crazy times. So, also, yeah. What was I talking about? Right. Technical analysis. I forgot about that technical analysis. Carl is waiting in the lobby. Okay, so yeah, speaking of, yes, let's take a look at the dollar. Great idea, the crypto killers. Great idea. Just so everyone knows, this stream has been brought to you by Carl from the Moon. Shout out to Carl for taking me to McDonald's in his Maserati the other day, and we got a Big Mac meal together.
Hello, I would like to get a Big Mac meal.
Coming to theaters near you. All right, so let's take a look at the dollar, guys. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a look at the dollar. And here, let me. Yeah, so, and yeah, I guess we could take some questions and stuff before I have to head out. But wow, look at this sloppy chart here, guys. Yeah, let's open up our dollar chart, the DXY. Now this is the S&P 500 on the month. Let's go to a lower time frame. Let's take a look at what happened on New York Open. Wow, S&P 500, guys. S&P 500 gapped down like crazy this morning, guys. Gapped down like crazy, and we have this massive gap that we could actually potentially fill. Imagine filling that gap today. That would be crazy. And look at this, though, also with the S&P 500 front running this weekly level of support, just like the Bitcoin front ran its level. Let's actually now take a look at the dollar, as we said we were actually going to do, because the dollar and Bitcoin, they do the opposite, right? When the dollar dumps, Bitcoin pumps, and we can absolutely say that the dollar has been dumping today, right? Has been dumping today because since the New York City opened, right here, we did get a move up, followed by a fast move down. And we absolutely are coming down to an area of support right now, right? We can see this very clear support resistance flip on the dollar. And let's zoom out to get a little bit more macro perspective here. Let's zoom out even more. This is very interesting right here. This is actually quite interesting here. This is quite interesting. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, potentially the dollar has come up and basically found resistance right from this little area. And I would say if we continue lower from here, that would be good. If that could be really good. If we lose 103, that would actually be super bullish for Bitcoin, in my opinion, on a medium-term time frame. On a super high time frame, like let's go to the weekly. The dollar itself is at a very crucial area of resistance, which is this macro golden pocket. And not only a macro golden pocket, but a potential chickens drinking water as well. Now, right now, the dollar, it's critical if we want Bitcoin to pump, that the dollar now starts to change market structure locally. We need to top out soon and put in a lower low, right? We need to top out soon and put in a lower low, and start trading like this if we want to see Bitcoin to pump more. If this dollar keeps going up here, that would be a pretty nice breakout of this Fibonacci, which honestly would be pretty dang bearish for crypto and Bitcoin, at least for now, because as of lately, crypto, or should I say Bitcoin, has been doing the opposite of what, the exact opposite of what the dollar is doing, okay? So we do need to be aware that if we now start to put in another higher high, that's pretty dang bullish, honestly. And then if we can come above this area, I don't see why we couldn't come all the way back up to here, which is a level we haven't seen since 2001, August 2001, July 2001. That's super interesting because the reason why I think that's so interesting is because that is August 2001 it was a crucial time in the history of the United States, right? The last month before we had some life-changing events happen, just like how February 2020 was the last month before some life-changing events happened. And so February 2020 is pretty much right when, let's see, February 2020. Yeah, look at that, February 2020, right before the dollar hit that first time into the second time into the golden pocket, got to move to the downside. This is when see, look at how it's inverse of what crypto does. See, this was 2020, March, during the you-know-what. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen it on the TV. Not really in real life you haven't seen it, but you saw it on TV. And, you might have gotten the flu just like normal, but, what we saw on TV, no one saw that. And then we had a big move to the downside, and Bitcoin was getting a huge move to the upside, right? And now the corn, basically, since May 2021, when Bitcoin topped out that first time it hit 65K, the dollar's been pumping, and the corn has been dumping. And then November, when Bitcoin hit its real all-time high, we saw the dollar get a little retracement as Bitcoin pumped up again, and then boom, dollar's pumping, Bitcoin's dumping since November 11th. So this is a very important indicator for us, which is why we should be looking to see what is the health of the Bitcoin markets. Because honestly, if we start putting in a higher high on the dollar, can't move that. If we start putting a higher high in the dollar, we could say that doesn't look too healthy for Bitcoin. Okay, that doesn't really look too healthy for Bitcoin. So let's check it. What's happening right now? What is happening in the moment? Oof, getting a little move to the downside, guys. Getting a little move to the downside here. Yeah, let's come back to our Bitcoin chart. Getting a little move to the downside. Let's zoom in on lower time frames. See what's going on. Is there a need to be concerned? Should I close out my long for the weekend? Should I keep it open? Well, we got some bearish divergences on the 1 minute time frame. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of retracement here. I would say. I would also say be wary of the VWAP, guys. Be wary of the VWAP. Honestly, this VWAP here would be the area that I would say, maybe definitely a great area to take profit on a long, because that VWAP is coming in very near to the Fibonacci retracement. So right now, locally, I would say targets to the upside and targets to the downside would be these. Okay, targets to the upside and targets to the downside would be these, right? I don't know if price is going to pump or dump. I don't know, right? Because I cannot tell the future. But I would say this is our immediate local area of resistance, which is a support resistance flip of this previous low, right, that we had right here. Boom, support resistance flip, support, resistance, dump, come back up, golden pocket, VWAP, support resistance flip right there. Be wary of it, right? Be wary, especially if we come up to it with bearish divs on the Uno minute. And then if we do retrace from here, keep an eye out for this high volume node mixed with the golden pocket, guys. It's all about mixing things together. It's all about mixing things together, like driving and trading. They go together very, very well. Driving and trading go together very well. And let's see. I don't know if we're going to get a monkeypox dump. Yes, there is a VWAP in TradingView for free. You can just type for it. That's true, RNG. If DXY, if the dollar breaks out, then absolutely hold on to the shorts, man. I mean, yeah, that could be intense. Shout out to Dread Mining. So RNG is looking for the DXY to pump a little bit. What's my first TP on the long crypto minnow? I already hit a first TP at 29.5. And now my next TP is going to be, let's say, right on the VWAP, 29.7 will be my next TP, honestly, 29.7. So I like this about Bitget, that you can just put in your limit orders. Like, wow, we have a 1 hour green dot. You could just put in your limit orders like 29,700 right here, and then select what percent you want to take out. So let's take out like half a corn, or let's take out 0.35 bitcoins there. And we'll take out a quarter of a Bitcoin there. Okay. And then boom, got that level hit. Get that order on the chart, right? And oh, wait a second. I thought I had the level on the chart. 29. Hang on, guys. Now I'm flopping and groping here. Closed long at 29,700. Yeah. Oh, hang on. It looks like I don't have it on the chart here. So open orders. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll take a little more at the VWAP. And we have a golden pocket up there too. You know what? I'll take some profit out if my short gets closed. I'll move the order up if the short gets closed out. I will take some profit on the long if the short gets closed, right? So there we go. Stop loss for the short is in the same place as take profit for the long. And honestly, that stop loss for the short is pretty bad place, because honestly, we might get a move down from there again, right? We don't know. But we got a 1 hour green dot. It went away. How's the 12-minute looking still? Looks like we could get another move to the downside here, guys. Honestly, it looks like we could get another move to the downside. So, can I share the trend reversal template on Exo? It's available in the course, but it's not even a template, guys. You literally just come into Exocharts, okay? This is so easy. Come into Exocharts, go to time frame, and then just go to trend rev 4426. And then this is literally basically it. You just have to change it, get rid of the delta clusters, get rid of the point of control and all that stuff, and get rid of the text, and then just make the candles like this, and you basically got it, right? You basically got it right there. It's not really anything custom. There's nothing really custom here. So, I mean, if you you can make a mono candle, color candle, color box, no. Where's the here we go, flat candle. There you go. It's just stock. Then you just turn on open interest, net longs, VWAP, and then your delta and stuff down here. It's that easy. So it's nothing too crazy. I know a lot of people think there's some crazy custom coding that goes on here. Nope. Just stock Exocharts, that's all. But the exact templates that we use are in the course. So if anybody is interested in learning how to use Orderflow, Boyan and myself put together a course. There's a 15% discount in the description that you can learn how to understand all this. In fact, there's even a free introduction if you click the link down there. Free introduction that will basically tell you everything you're looking at. So the Fed can't fight inflation, it's over. You know, Mark, I was thinking about this the other day. It is very interesting to me that a lot of sources in the mainstream are coming out saying, you guys better get ready because this is going to be bad. We're going to see $15 gas and food shortages and all this. And I'm like, you know, that's a little bit weird because usually when something bad's about to go down, they don't tell us about it first, right? Very strange stuff. Very strange stuff. Lewis, the A to Z bot learning class, I don't know if we're ever going to have a course, but the content is flowing, right? The content is flowing for sure. Because we're always like growing and changing the way we do it. But the setup of the bot is what's important, and then the strategies for the bot is all going to be in the Discord. That's constantly changing. Like Chichaco just did a stream last night going over some new strategies for it and stuff. What is my target for the long? Well, honestly, my next target is going to be the VWAP. My next target is going to be that VWAP here. Yeah, so basically my two intermediate targets right now are a potential compounding of the long down here at the golden pocket if I see bullish things, right? If we get like a trigger wave here on the 12-minute as we're coming down to here, I would add to the long. And then up here for taking profit. And you know, that could be pretty nice. And by the way, guys, I know I said this, but the Casper crew, we are going to be doing the World Series of Trading on ByBit this year. It's going to be a good time, and I'm going to be using the bot for it. I'm going to be manually trading and using the bot, which is going to be so juicy because I'll basically be able to trade 24/7. And I don't know how we're going to do because I know there's some really good traders out there. Those Korean traders are amazing. There's some really good groups across the pond as well, as you guys are well aware, who are probably going to do very well. But if you do want to sign up under my troop, more information coming soon on that. And let's see how the Jason Casper crew can do. I feel like we could do pretty well, honestly. I feel like we could do pretty well. I feel like we got some really good traders to work with. So the mic looks funny in front of me. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, I mean, what do you guys... you know... Exactly, Pav. Like, they didn't tell us this was going to come, right? They didn't tell us about that. There were some rumblings, right? There was the good old the 200 and the event, the 201st one. There was that, but no one really knew about that until after the fact, right? No one knew about that until after the fact. And typically all the things that people hear about that are going to supposedly happen never happen. But the things that do happen, no one until hindsight is like, oh, it was so obvious they were going to do that. But, you know, no one knew, right? So, yeah, it's some strange times, in fact. And some strange times. So, yeah, shout out to Dread Mining, right? He says that the Uncle Joseph and the Orange Man have no control. Everything is pre-programmed. The system is fudged. Yeah, I would totally agree with that 100%. I think that this is just my opinion, guys. This is not a political channel, but I do believe the two-party system in America is literally just there to give us the illusion of choice and to divide people, right? Because, I mean, we could just look back, and they'll do things to make different sides happy, right? They'll do things to make different sides happy. Like, they'll pick something like taxes, which in the long term, first of all, taxes are not even really constitutional, but, you know, the Orange Man will come along and make things better for people like me who own small businesses. But he did bad things for people like me when it comes to trading on different exchanges, right? But really, the main goals kind of remain the same, right? Depending on who's ever in there. So it's interesting stuff for sure. It's interesting stuff for sure. So how was the birthday party yesterday? It was great, you know. Shout out to Big Best 28 for making a sugar-free cake that still tasted good, you know, because we're on a grain-free, sugar-free diet, guys. And it was still pretty dang good. That's right. It's like a soda machine with only Coke and Pepsi, but they both gonna give you diabetes. Yeah. Yeah, they both gonna give you diabetes. And you know what? I hate waxing political on this channel, right? But I will just say objectively speaking, all right? Just objectively speaking, for all people who worship the orange one, you know, we don't have to go about the reasons why or this or that, but when the orange one was in control, allegedly, things have never been worse, right? I mean, the middle class, things were done that utterly destroyed the middle class. I was a marketer for businesses in New York City at the time. 30% of my clients went out of business permanently because of a certain because of certain decisions that were made to close down everything. And we're still feeling the repercussions of that. More money was printed during the Orange Man's reign than anyone else before him. And one of the main things that orange lovers get upset about is money printing, right? Well, the orange one, he you know, I mean, 35% of the dollars ever printed were printed during his control. Wow. Everyone was forced to close down. And you could say, oh, well, it wasn't the orange one. It was the doctor. Well, who let the doctor have all that say, right? It's just crazy. And people like, they can't see through it because they're just they're too divided, right? It's like TV show. They think we're so stupid, and they make us like cheer for these characters that they're not even real characters, right? I mean, we got a guy who can't even hold his bowels in his pants versus another guy who's literally was an actor. I mean, he was literally an actor on a TV show. So just saying, guys, I don't mean to wax so political, but people need to look through the facade. And people need to unite together. And people need to say enough is enough with this crap, right? People need to be more self-sufficient, right? Strong communities, providing our own food, starting our own businesses, helping each other out with everything so that we don't need the orange man or anyone, you know? But, shout out to Wyatt Taylor, you know, shout out to you. I can't comment on that on this channel, but shout out to you. Yeah. Shout out to Norman, who just made it to the middle class, now back down to lower class due to inflation. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's amazing. And then they're going to come out and say, oh, well, we didn't know that printing, you know, doubling the currency supply in the course of a year. We weren't thinking at the time that this was going to lead to inflation. We didn't think that paying people to do nothing and stopping all production was going to lead to inflation. We just didn't think of it. I mean, come on. We didn't think about it. You know? It's crazy. That is crazy. What do I think about Alex Jones? I don't know what I think about him. I don't know, right? There's the whole thing that he works for Time Warner. I don't know. He's an interesting guy. It looks so fake, it must be real. Shout out to Hershey, by the way. Shout out to Hershey. Yeah. Make sure to like the video, guys. And shout out to whoever thumbs down the video. I hope the Lord blesses you in Jesus' name. And Duper says inflation is the ultimate tax. That's very true. Inflation is the ultimate tax because really what inflation is simply currency that's based on nothing, right? getting off the gold standard in 1913 when the Fed was created. I mean, the dollar has literally lost like 98% of its purchasing power since that time. What Nixon did in 1971, I mean, look at what's happened since then. It's crazy, right? Like in my generation, us millennials, our parents are like, back in my day, I'd go down to the corner store and I'd buy my father a cup of coffee and a butter roll for breakfast, and I'd still have enough to get some candy bars, and I just went down there with a quarter, right? And we're talking like, this is like, what, like 40 years ago, right? So it is pretty crazy. But yeah, basically what's happened is all the real assets, all the real wealth is being taken away from us plebs because they're giving us monopoly money and devaluing it over time. And so now we have a situation where the average person is being priced out of life. No one who can afford a house right now. I mean, I'm so thankful. I praise the Lord that he gave me this house when he did. There's no way I'd be able to buy this house right now without going into serious debt, right? But it's like in the past few years, there are houses I was looking at like that were $100,000. They're now like $450,000. Who can buy that? And food and gas. They're pricing people out of life. Meanwhile, all the rich people are buying up all the real assets, like the land, the farmland, right? And all the real resources. That's real wealth. That's why I'm so into homesteading and producing real wealth. Real wealth is land and animals. Because if you have land, you can build shelter necessary for life. You can dig for water. You can produce food. And if everybody was a little bit more focused on that, then we wouldn't be such slaves. Because right now, most people are slaves to the system, which basically people are reliant upon, right? Like people are reliant upon the supply chain. People are reliant upon, having a job for these major corporations. And they're working for this little paycheck that's constantly being devalued instead of focusing on building businesses, acquiring real assets, and actually producing things that are going to support their family and their community, right? I mean, that's what, and I hate to wax American, but that's what America used to be. The pioneers going out west with nothing, with literally just a machete and a backpack. And they were able to survive. But now, what? People, if they don't have air conditioning, they're like, oh, I'm going to die. People don't have health insurance. They're like, oh, I'm going to die. But the crazy thing about all that is, if people grew their own food and didn't go to Dunkin' Donuts on their way to work every day, they wouldn't have diabetes. They wouldn't need the freaking medicine, right? It's just so crazy, man. It's just so crazy. But, yeah, I agree, Dread Mining. America is a danger to itself right now, honestly. But, we've totally waxed non-technical analysis right here. How are the trades doing? Let's check them out. They're both open, right? They're both open. The short, the long, they're both open, guys. I'm going to actually have to head out pretty soon. I hope my channel doesn't get shadow banned for all this crap I'm spewing out, right? Yes, Jeffrey, I am long, but I'm still in my short from yesterday. Yeah, you can shoot the rabbits eating your garden plants. If you eat rabbit, then go for it, man. I mean, my rule is if an animal's going to eat my food, I'm going to eat that animal. I mean, that's my rule, right? Shout out to Houston who got married and came back, and I'm still here. Well, congratulations on being married, bro. What do I think about today's CPI report? Inflation. I think the CPI is a whole bunch of nonsense, Bilal, honestly, because it's not accurate, right? Because they don't include fuel or food in the way they should. They've changed the way it's been calculated So the highest in 40 years. I think it's the highest ever. I mean, literally, just I know, like, gas has changed so much, but in 2020, gas was like $1 something a gallon, and now it's like $5. So that's like, a 5x increase. That's way more than 8%, right? And even food is so expensive right now. That's true. See, if I say bad things about the Orange Man, then they'll love me. Are they here?
Party time.
It's party time. All right, guys, I have to head out. It's party time over here in the Casper household, but I do pray everyone is super, super blessed in the name of the Messiah, Jesus. And receive this blessing, y'all, in Hebrew. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. B'shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel, which means in English, may the Lord bless and protect you. May He shine His light upon you and have grace upon you. May He turn His face towards you and give you peace. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. Amen. Peace, y'all. Peace.